Dude, Luke, the printer's still busted. What the fuck, man?
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Topless Robot Podcast, episode 20. My name is Ryan.
I'm tired.
Hi,
Dan.
Tired.
I'm Tyler. Like, that's very similar names
Are you,
there.
I was going to say, are you related? But that's probably the stupidest thing that you ask someone with the name
our
that,
first names, they're the same,
rhymes.
so obviously.
If you haven't figured it out yet, it is okay to say stupid things on this podcast.
No.
Oh, shit.
Incorrect.
No, I'm
Incorrect.
supposed to be the one with all my shit together, right?
Sure.
No, I mean, you know, when you're doing stuff on the internet, you must be entirely serious because, as we all know, everything we read on the internet is true.
Who would go on the internet and lie?
absolutely
It is our professional obligation to present nothing but facts.
Absolutely.
These are
No jokes.
Real facts, true facts. We are a serious podcast, a very, very serious podcast. If you chose to join us on this podcast and this podcast alone, pay no attention to all of the 19 podcasts that preceded it. We are solely a very serious podcast.
Absolutely. And
100% real.
just to clarify, everybody, how did our 2-hour-long meditation session go before the podcast today?
It was.
I thought about Big Chungus the
enlightening.
entire time.
That didn't last long. You just can't help yourself, can you, Brooks?
I stated a fact. It was entertaining.
It really centers you.
It was entertaining. It was edutainment.
Is that how you open your third eye right there? You just think
I
of
opened
Big
my
Chungus?
fourth eye.
Fourth eye, yeah.
Which is the gateway to the citadel of my mind palace,
Absolutely. And see,
in
that's
which
the thing.
Big Chungus resides.
And it helps him because while he sits still and meditates, he falls into Big Chungus's gravitational orbit.
Yeah,
and just kinda
time has no
rotates.
meaning, among the Chungaloids.
So,
all right.
Serious.
I am going to start right out the gate because I can't stop thinking about it. Resident Evil 2 came out this past week, the remake, and it is fucking outstanding. I am 9.8 hours into it. And
Wow, usually only make it 30 minutes into most
Yeah,
video
pretty
games.
much.
Yeah, that says something.
Well, I beat-
You heard it here first. A game that Ryan's gotten more than 30 minutes into.
I
It's got to
beat
be good.
Resident
35
Evil 7
minutes.
and really enjoyed the time that I spent with Resident Evil 7. And this is like just taking Resident Evil 2 and putting it into the Resident Evil 7 engine, which is a really solid engine.
It's very pretty.
It's really
gorgeous.
pretty. The controls are solid. The inventory system is solid. Like everything is all very nice. And
Any engine that scares the pants out of Tyler has my attention.
There's a
Yeah,
lot
we
of
should make-
lot of engines that have your attention probably.
Like Thomas the Tank Engine,
100%. That is like number one on
most
Nightmare.
fire trucks.
Honestly, have
we
you ever
should.
been driving in a fire truck? It's siren as it's going by. That's a tense moment.
Do you see this hat? When I drive, I have no tense moments.
Is that what that means? Is that the captain's hat speaking?
Yes, you were known as the dragon for several years, and I was known as the captain for several years.
Oh, rest in peace.
Oh yeah, some guy last night at the bar was like trying to like tell me that he ran by like one of my handles back today was and after I saw his Hatchet Man tattoo. He's like, yeah, my friends used to call me the dragon, and I'm like, no, you're not the dragon, poser.
No, I am. It's my Twitter handle even.
I was known as the Dragon Slayer.
That's cute.
Better watch your back.
Dragon's lair.
Not particularly scared.
You will be.
I don't think I will.
Frick me, no, frick you.
Like,
Just wait for me to bust out my most powerful evocation spell.
Don't make him use more than 10% of his power.
My abjuration barriers are so strong that your acid breath won't do anything to me, mister.
see, I was going to say that the more intimidating you try and sound, the more it just makes me chuckle.
I know. I'm not a scary dude.
Threaten him again.
To be fair, the beard makes you scarier than
But
me.
like most wizards, I have a low charisma score, so I get it.
He has a charisma. Okay, so what would your charisma score be in real life? What do you think? What do you think as opposed to what do we think?
Oh, man.
Ooh.
I imagine
moment.
I imagine a 12.
Oh wow! Oh, well, you think you have plus two, huh?
That's a plus
Plus
one,
one,
idiot.
sir.
Plus one.
Plus one.
Plus
I do,
whatever
yeah.
bonuses you have.
I mean, I have to go out of my way in life to actually interact with people, and I always have had to do so professionally, and I get compliments for it. So I think that interacting with people has strengthened my charisma, if only slightly, yes.
Yeah, you know.
Having a charisma or having a good charisma score and actually being likable are two different things.
yes, we know, Tyler.
Wow.
See, yeah, Tyler has
Why
that.
am I even surprised
See,
anymore?
Tyler has that natural charisma of 16, but he didn't invest any of his skill points into social skills.
No, he fails every perform check.
I would say, considering the compliments you get from people at the bar and stuff like that, more in the 14, 15 range.
Validation.
Yeah, that's where I'd put you.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm touched.
by an angel.
I wouldn't.
By a dragon.
Touched by a
Am I flirting with you?
You really were a dragon layer.
Welcome to the Topless Robot Podcast After Dark.
It's like 2
As you
o'clock
can
in
see,
the afternoon.
Ryan already has his shoes off and ready to get this started.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I also have my.
Is that
shoes
what that
off.
means? When we
Yes,
you're
is
down to clown when you take your shoes off?
Down to clown. This is a very serious.
Are
podcast,
you?
sir.
Hold on. So,
I
do you? And you don't have to
just
answer
want
this. I know
Parks
it's a
and
very,
Rec, okay?
it's a very personal question. Do you like balloons in the bedroom
Are you a lunar?
I don't want to talk about it.
and squeaky red noses and big shoots?
Do you enjoy the
maybe a
crisp
little bit of
taste of
white
Faygo?
Do you like that when you're smashing,
Not those clowns.
you hear the nose honking very rhythmically?
Big feet.
Absolutely.
Big
Absolutely.
feet get me off.
When he pulls
100%.
that, it just goes forever.
My favorite part about clowns is always the stupid honking nose. The honking nose and the water flower.
The water
I like the
flowers are
clown.
classic.
Clown cars is my favorite thing.
Oh my
That's what
God,
gets-
wait.
Just fitting a whole bunch of things. In.
When you come, do you have the flower at your pants and you just
Yes. Yes, I do.
No joke. This is why when I play Space Station 13, I almost always play the clown role on the space station because you can literally walk around and shitpost. You are like, that is your job.
What
You-
is Space Station 13?
It's this really shitty old game, but it has insane layers of depth because it's so simplistic in its design. You are running an entire space station with a crew of players, and there's engineering, there's cargo bay, there's med bay. You have leadership roles for every single one of those things, but there's funny roles like the ship can have a mime, a bartender, a clown. And it just keeps going. And the clown's hilarious because you spawn in with like the big goofy suit and you have a slower walking speed and every step you take makes a squeaky shoe noise. And you have a clown horn that you can walk up to people and start hitting them with and it honks them.
That's pretty good.
You worship the clown goddess called Honkula. There is a statue of Honkula inside of your office when you're the clown. And it's made of a mystical golden ore called Bananium.
That is wow.
Yeah, it's great. It's
A lot of thought went into
and you
creation
speak in
of
Comic
that role.
Sans when you're the clown. It's
Oh
its
my
own language.
God.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I love this game. I'm bad at it, which is why I play shitposting roles. There are so many layers of depth to how you actually have to do things. When you play a doctor, you actually have to perform surgery, and the game has enough depth where you could have your arm shatter specifically, and if the surgeon doesn't remove all the bone pieces and fixes you back up, your arm will just degrade again, and your character
wow.
will run around screaming in agony.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it's really cool. I love it.
Huh.
Thanks, Honkula.
I've done some things, man.
So what's to stop every player on a ship choosing clown?
It's limited to one.
Oh, it is
So
limited
what
to
you
one.
do is when the game is loading in, you've set your preferences for your jobs, or if you join halfway into a match, you choose an open available position.
This is always the clown.
And clown, bartender are set to high priority for me usually.
He's a bartender and a mind mender.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a clown.
Everyone has a PDA that like demonstrates who you are. The clown's is slippery, so if you leave it on the floor and someone runs over it, it plays like the basketball court screech and they fall onto the ground. Clown is the best role. If you play anything else, you're wrong.
That's
Wait,
funny.
you said-
I need
you said
to play this
PDA?
game.
Like
Yeah.
a slippery PDA?
Yep.
I mean, I don't really think that personal displays of affection are that laughing at, but
I always you also have crayons as the clown that you can write graffiti with. I will go to botany and I buy banana seeds, and if they have the windows close to botany, I slam the banana seeds on the counter and I honk the window until they start growing banana trees for me. Because if you can eat bananas and throw the peels on the ground and people slip on them.
Sure.
So you leave them in hallways, and when people are like running around and the traders are trying to stab them, I watch them slip and fall over. And then the trader also slips and falls over and drops his lightsaber.
This sounds like a ridiculous game.
KOTOR
yeah.
has really changed
There-
over the years.
You can also be the librarian, and the librarian has no responsibilities, but you can write books, you can publish books that go permanently into the library. And I write clown propaganda about the great clown mime wars of old. And I also we write about a lot of me and a friend write about a lot of things, and we do professional interviews between our characters that we record and then translate them into books. I play this game exclusively to shitpost if you haven't figured this out.
Yeah.
This sounds like amazing, and
Yeah.
I want to play this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that game out.
Be
I
very
had
careful.
Never heard of it before.
It is not a friendly community. The game is daunting. The controls make no sense. Taking a cigarette out of your cigarette packet and putting it in your mouth and lighting it is like a 7-step process. It's complicated. It's hard. And a lot of the people have no patience.
You're not dissuading any of us.
I know. I get it.
But
But
for those of you at home that are 12 and listening to 4 adults talk about clowns
Space Station 13.
and PDA jokes, more power to you.
Adults in heavy quotes.
So if you're expressing a personal display of affection towards yourself, would that be a Palm Pilot?
I hate you.
Or just dredge that joke back from 2002.
Oh
See you guys later.
God! Holy shit! You found a way to get rid of him.
Yes.
Just kidding. I'm back.
What
get
else
me
is
rid of
going
that
on
easily.
this week? I did find the statement that Soulja Boy made about we discovered last week that his store was taken down. According to him, it was hacked.
Sure.
Hacked by agents.
I'm sure he was not hit with a
hacked-
C and D or anything.
It was hacked by like someone who used to work for him or something like that.
Is it?
Because he was tweeting like, "Hey, Store Envy, at me so I can try and get back."
It was hacked by my fall guy, as I like to call him.
Yeah, right.
Is it
Oh,
back? Do we have it back?
Let's see if it's back. It is
Nope.
not.
Good. I hope it never comes back.
I mean, realistically, it probably won't because it didn't get hacked. I mean, let's be real.
hacks.
You are selling illegal consoles that violate
government-
intellectual property of several different companies. You're not getting your store back, and your dude didn't hack your shit. And if you,
do you
if you
think that
fired
his-
him over it, then it's even funnier.
Do you think that his cease and desist runs Fortnite?
Yes.
So and
No, but I did hear it run Skyrim.
Oh well.
Soulja, this whole Soulja game fiasco has finally hit the mainstream and been on Saturday Night Live this week.
It's on Saturday
Yeah,
Night Live?
I saw.
We
I saw
beat
that.
Saturday Night Live?
Well, yeah, of course we did. So, I mean, we're the ones who are paying attention to this shit. It's just apparently gotten loud enough where they had to do a Soulja Boy skit.
If you haven't figured it out, Tyler, Saturday Night Live waits for things to become
Funny.
or so very popular and overdone that they wait for everyone to beat them to the punch so they can capitalize on it.
That's fair.
And do it sometimes better.
Sometimes.
I don't know. You heard it here first.
Speaking of
Topless Robot better than Saturday Night Live.
Yep.
Just saying.
speaking of train wrecks and horrible things to view, I watched the Netflix Fire Festival documentary.
I haven't seen the Netflix one yet.
I haven't seen the Netflix. I saw the.
I
I heard it's the better
I've
of the
not
two.
seen the Hulu one yet, but Actually, it was a week ago. I got home from doing this, and Zeke and I are chilling out, and he's like, "Hey, you want to watch something?" I'm like, "Okay." And just me being the zany, kooky roommate that I am, I was like, "Hey, you want to watch Grave of the Fireflies?" And he's like, no, why would you? No. And I'm like, "Okay, what do you want to watch?" And he's like, "Let's watch the Fire Festival documentary." Halfway through, he turns to me and said, "It probably would have been better if we watched Grave of the Fireflies." I was not ready for how emotionally taxing, because I did laugh at a lot of people, and I wasn't terribly haha, fucking losers, you guys spent all this money. It's more like, you guys are whining about a cheese sandwich, and then finding out all the stuff that went on.
So
it was just horrifying.
There's good
terrible.
news. That local shop owner who spent $50,000 of her savings.
She got a bunch of money.
Yeah, she got. Last I saw, the GoFundMe was at $160,000 or something to her.
Yeah, they definitely made over what I think the goal was, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool. Which is rad.
But yeah, no one was getting paid who was involved in Fire Festival. This dude whose name I can't remember.
The whistleblower guy?
No, the dude who did it.
Actually did it, yeah.
That
shit.
dumb piece of
He's
shit.
got such a normal name that it escapes me. Maybe it's on purpose.
So Hulu focuses on him more than anything else.
Yeah.
And how when he was young he was considered a child prodigy and this kind of bullshit. And no,
and now he's going to jail.
He is just a narcissist, and
he's a terrible human being.
Yeah.
So the Netflix documentary, I know you haven't seen it.
And
yet.
Hulu didn't actually paid to get an interview with him.
Yeah, they did not have him on the Netflix one at all.
Because he's in jail, I believe.
I don't think so.
He got...
Not yet. He's getting there.
He's at least been... I thought he got 10 years... some kind of charges.
What, for fraud or something?
For fraud, yeah. 'Cause it was wire fraud.
Festival.
Wire fraud and public endangerment.
Oh yeah, I mean he got a bunch of hits and stuff like that. But so the tone of the Netflix one was more from the perspective of the people that worked for that guy.
Sure.
And just how easy it could be to. So if you had a guy like that, who was just, oh wow, he's just doing all kinds of stuff, and he's got these ideas, and he's just pulling money out of thin air, and it's like, man, this guy is interesting. All right, I'm excited to work for this. If it had not failed, it would have been spectacular.
Yeah.
Which
part of not failing though is paying people.
Yeah, well, I mean, prior to that whole thing, of
and
just,
having more than 6 weeks to plan it.
Yeah, it was some ridiculous amount.
They were
it's
hyping it on
18
social
months.
media. He paid social media companies to hype it on social media, and they had 6 weeks to build it up or some shit like that. It was not a long time.
Yeah,
at all.
it was a ridiculously short amount of time. The original island that they were gonna do this thing on had zero infrastructure, so there was no plumbing or anything like that. So they ended up moving it, and just watching the whole thing was it was captivating. Just what a magnificent pile of flaming poop.
Yep.
The whole thing was.
It's like a literal train wreck. Watching it, you can't turn away.
I couldn't stop.
Yep.
But then afterwards, I was like, Zeke, I'm getting some junk food, and we're gonna watch something that make us laugh, because I need a break. I need a vacation from fucking Fire Festival.
This was like watching Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah, I was like, I want to watch it again, though. That's the thing. Unlike Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah.
I actually want to watch it again. Because of just how amazing. Just I was in awe of just how did you pull this off?
Yeah.
Even to fail so spectacularly, they mentioned that a lot of things had to go right for this kind of things to go wrong. And it's watching the build up. It's very tense.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys should watch that.
Yeah,
and I'm going to watch the Hulu one.
The Hulu one, I fell asleep during, but what I did see, they were focusing on the social media strategy and how they were silencing any critics or anything like that by deleting all their comments and shit, and they were hyping it. And
his assistant was going to suck some guy's dick to get customs to clear the water for the festival.
What the?
Yeah. Yeah, so one of the people that they got more on the Netflix one than the Hulu one, I think one of his partners in the business or something like that.
Yeah.
He was like, I need you to take one for the team. Literally, take one for the team. He's like, so I went back to my room, and I brushed my teeth, I took a shower, mouthwash, went down to the office, and basically said, I'm going to suck your dick if this will get us the water. He didn't have to. But yeah, exactly. Just lots of shit like that in the Netflix one. I was just like, whoa.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Fuck this world.
Frick it. Let's go
Frick
bowling.
it straight to heck.
Damn.
Frick it straight to heck. Let's go bowling, guys.
Oh, there's what a perfect segue.
Bowling Pursuit?
Jeff Bridges.
Oh,
did,
yeah. I didn't
some
see that yet.
Sort of. Yeah, there's nothing really to see. It's just him as the dude with some date, and I can't remember what the date was. So we don't really know what it is. But there's something Lebowski related on the horizon.
I know they've been talking about, the Big Lebowski 2 or whatever for...
I don't think a sequel is necessary.
The
No,
recut
we
version
don't.
where
That's-
everybody is the dude.
Here's the only plausible avenue I see them going for is...
Like the Nutty Professor, but Jeff Bridges is the dude in every character.
I would watch
This
it.
Yeah.
is the sequel
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we need. Are you listening?
And on that
It's
note,
just-
Brooks gave up the ghost.
Just
For there were
Jeff
no
Bridges.
more worlds left to conquer.
Jeff Bridges in a wheelchair. Strong man also cry, man.
Strong wind also cry. No, I have
And at the end, it
suspected
turns
that
out
they
to be
will pull
just
that
an
out at
acid
some
trip from
point
Jeff Bridges
because
from the dude.
that is the way of business these days when it comes to movies.
Sure, I wouldn't have expected the Coen brothers to fall down that hole, though.
No, but they also might need another car. So,
I mean, Hail Caesar didn't do well.
yeah, Hail Caesar was awful.
But they did have a
Ballad
recent
of Buster
good one.
Scruggs was pretty.
Ballad of
kick-ass.
Buster Scruggs. That's right.
But,
Ballad
like-
of Buster Scruggs was outstanding.
The only viable window I could see for them wanting to be like, well, it's been enough time, is when he had that kid with Maud.
Yeah.
And so I feel it's gonna be one of those like, oh hey, absent father, blah blah blah, has to bond with his blah 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 son.
I really hope that doesn't
Snooze.
happen, though.
Same,
Like, that's
yeah.
super uninteresting.
There's just no reason. Well, I mean, I love Jeff Bridges because I love Tron.
If anyone could write it well, the Coen brothers could.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's necessary.
I unfortunately went to theaters to see Seventh Son. And,
What is Seventh Son?
It's this wizard movie that Jeff Bridges was in, where he plays like some monster hunter type guy, and he meets the seventh son of the seventh son. So that Maiden album?
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with that Maiden album, unfortunately.
Okay.
Cool. Well, fortunately, because I really like that album. Seven Deadly Sins. Yeah.
7 ways
But-
to
Yeah, I
win.
never saw that one.
He just sounds like a chicken the entire time. Oh, Jeff Bridges is blah blah blah. It's like that sleep tape, but not as good.
I want to go on a hike with Jeff Bridges.
I want to go on a hang gliding adventure with Jeff Bridges.
I feel like it'd be great
Are you
to
familiar
just
with the
get
Jeff
high.
Bridges
no,
sleep
that's
tape?
that's an earlier
Oh,
podcast
That
episode.
is an
We'll
earlier
have to,
podcast. We're gonna
point-
circle back to
yeah.
that later.
So one thing I noticed on that little video that they played is the appearance of strange copyrights at the bottom, which you don't usually see in film-related media. You usually see in a commercial. But it was like copyright Paramount, whatever, at the bottom. Obviously,
Maybe it's
it
an
was
ad
the
for
studio.
Kahlua.
But I was wondering because I don't think it's going to end up being a film.
No.
I think it's going to be something else.
What date?
What
Did they give
would
a
it
date
be?
on this? Was
Yeah,
it the
let me-
Super Bowl?
Win a
Oh,
date with
no.
Jeff Bridges. Yeah, I heard something on the internet that
I would not be surprised if they're just going to
Do like a Super
ruin
Bowl
it
like a Super Bowl
by doing a Super Bowl ad with
ad.
the dude.
Jeff Bridges.
I
But
hate
why
to be
would
the
you-
one to bring this up, but
Why would you do
I
a
usually
preview?
don't think in
we need to know the truth.
yeah. So let's see.
Truth.
Why would you
Proof,
do a
bruv.
preview like something like that to get everyone so excited and then just make it it's a teaser for an ad.
That's exactly what they did with the Crocodile Dundee thing.
So
it turned out to be
That's
a
not it.
tourism advertisement.
This is it. This
Yeah, that
person
was great.
incorrectly uploaded it as Big Lebowski 2 trailer teaser.
I can guarantee you that was on purpose.
Fortunately, it is not an official channel.
Film on mer.
See the strange copyright?
2319. That's the Super Bowl.
Is it?
That's
That's
a
the
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
It's a Super Bowl ad. I knew
Yep.
Super Bowl.
it. Sorry, guys.
Why would you do that to us?
Everyone knows that.
Why?
That most people that watch the Super Bowl, like I do, watch it for the commercials.
Yeah.
And then YouTube came around, and I don't have to wait for that.
Yeah,
Now it's not even now they
Would-
released the commercials the day before, and you can just go watch
So,
it.
Would you rather have waited until it aired to be disappointed, or were you glad that I did it now?
I am happy to get the disappointment out of the way. However, I'm wondering what the ad is going to be for.
It could be.
said
So
univer-
that could be
It
that
said Universal
they're
City
having
at the bottom.
Yeah, that could be an ad for something Big Lebowski related.
What
that
if Universal
they're
Studios
going
is-
to release?
I'm not
during the Super Bowl?
optimistic, but I hope that you're right.
What if Universal Studios is trying to get in on the whole themed bar thing?
I don't think I'd be mad about a Lebowski themed bar.
I wouldn't.
Well, I mean,
I'd be
there is
okay
one
with
in
but-
Iceland.
Really, there's a
Yeah,
Lebowski
a
themed bar
couple
in
of my
Iceland?
friends went to the Big Lebowski bar
No
in
shit.
Iceland. Mhm.
I'd be okay with a themed bar, but the chances of it being anywhere near where we would be able to go
Just
are
gonna
pretty
keep
small.
melting.
I
LA
guess
is
it could
6
be
hours
LA.
away.
It could be LA, yeah.
I'm not traveling 6 hours to go
Just
to a
to
Big
go to a
Lebowski
Big
bar.
Lebowski.
But I will travel
I go to
6
LA
hours to go to
frequently,
LA because LA is cool.
Yeah.
All
It's-
right.
It can be cool.
You
Yeah,
know,
I mean, you go to
I just
right
like I just
places,
like
yeah.
Koreatown.
I go to LA for shows more often than not.
Same here. I go over there for Disneyland.
I've never been to Disneyland.
Really?
Disneyland.
It's very.
Disney World.
I went once.
Disney World.
It's okay.
Of course, I would expect you to be like,
I just imagine Dan being on like Thunder Mountain, just stone face. It's like he's just not moving.
No,
he's
just
anger.
progressively more childish things like it ends at the princess meet and greet. You know, and it's just like
Just
I get it. It's not meant for me, so I'm not. I don't feel bad that I don't enjoy it that
Sure.
much.
Yeah,
I went. I did-
Universal was always more fun to me. Like, I've been to Disney World because I grew up in Florida. Partially,
yeah, that's kind of the
and,
place you go.
Universal was a lot of fun. Like
Universal,
always had a
certainly.
ton of cool
Universal appeals to me more as an adult, and I know a lot of folks that are just like super stoked as adults about going to Disneyland and
I
things
am.
like that. And I'm glad that they have a thing that they like to do.
I am
It's just not my thing.
unapologetically a Disney fanboy, and will always enjoy going to Disneyland.
I know.
It's
Dan's
okay.
heard my rendition.
You can
of
you
Disney
can
songs,
you can
maybe.
go to Disneyland for the
No,
all three
never
of
mind.
us.
We'll
don't have-
drop you off at Disneyland. We'll go to Universal.
We'll go to a real theme park.
I like Universal too.
Like
No, you
Universal's
get
awesome.
Disney. That's
we'll
fine.
go to a real theme park like Knott's Berry Farm.
I have heard
Don
that
Knotts Berry Farm?
Berry Farm
Don Knotts
is
Berry
the scare farm to go to for during
I went.
Halloween.
I
Scary
went
Farm,
just last
I've
year.
heard.
For the
Oh,
first
that's right.
time.
Yeah.
I
heard it's
dig
pretty
it.
good.
I enjoyed the experience.
Did you get down on that boysenberry syrup?
No, I didn't.
Damn.
I had a boysenberry beer.
Did you go to Mrs.
that
Knott's
sounds good.
kitchen?
Boysenberry.
Get the fried chicken and rolls at Mrs. Knott's kitchen? Oh,
I
All
Delicious.
of this is foreign to me. I've
This is
only heard of their
delicious.
Fear Farm because I watched a
Fear
documentary
Factor.
about Fear Farms and how Knott's is like the one
a leading
that you
fear
have to go
farm.
to.
I get it. I mean, I'm not huge into a lot of the horror walkthroughs. I think they're cool. They actually had one that unironically impressed me. It was called The Depths, and it had this weird like Cthulhu theme to it.
ooh.
And at the end, Johnny Depp came out, and it was terrifying.
At the end, actually, there was a pirate captain that had like a Cthulhu face, and he stroked his tentacles and pointed at me.
Davy
And he
Jones.
was like, Cthulhu complimented me on my beard, guys. But they do have this one part in there that was awesome where the room is filled with fog, but they have laser lights at about waist level, and it makes it look like you're actually treading waist deep through water, like murky
That's
swamp
cool.
water.
Yeah.
And they have people who crouch under the fog and just pop up at random and scare you.
Are they under the sea?
Shut up.
oh, this is an excellent segue. Speaking of Lovecraft, Did you
Go
guys
action
see-
segue.
Did you guys see that Nick Cage is going to be in a Lovecraft movie?
Yes.
What?
I did, yeah.
Yes.
I
He's
did
gonna
not
be-
see
he's gonna
that.
be
And
in-
it's-
He's going to be in The Color from Space.
And it's
Oh, wait, no, I did
being
see that.
done
Yeah, yeah,
by
yeah.
the dude who did Mandy and Curse of the Black Rainbow or Serpent or whatever.
Beyond the Black
Beyond
Rainbow.
the Black Rainbow. That's what it was.
Beyond the Black Rainbow. It's I have a book called something about the rainbow and the serpent.
Yes.
But I've been like, that's one of the ones that a buddy of mine and I, Lovecraft nerds, we've just been like, if they're gonna make any movie that's accessible to people that don't Lovecraft, The Color from Space is gonna be the one to do it, because it's just like, it's like a sci-fi science fiction story that gets out of hand.
Yeah.
But I really hope that it's in black and white, so that way the color from space is just, it just keeps changing. It's just fucking whatever.
Considering this director's use of color in his previous,
I hope he picks
movies,
green
like
instead of red this time, though, because
it's gonna have to be green.
because of Reanimator. Oh, I love Reanimator
but-
so much.
I am personally excited to see Nick Cage in a Cthulhu universe. I think that'll be fucking perfect.
Yeah, that'd be great. Also, did you guys see the trailer for Velvet Buzzsaw?
No.
No.
Oh man, I usually scoff at any time I see a new scary movie coming out, because it's always like, Psh, it's not as good as blah blah blah. Because that's just the pretentious asshat that I am. But Velvet Buzzsaw is this horror movie coming to Netflix.
Oh wait, I
with
did. I
Jared
think.
or not Jared Leto. I keep mixing up those guys. It's Jake Gyllenhaal, I think.
Yes, I did. Oh, it looks so good.
Yeah, have you guys seen that?
Nope.
It looks
It's like
outstanding.
Night Gallery on crack.
I think we can technically get away with playing a trailer
Well, let's do a
as long as
reaction.
we're commenting on it.
Reaction video.
Yeah, right. Velvet Buzzsaw.
Is it scary, guys?
Yes.
I mean, part of the whole reason I need to play this trailer is because you hate scary things.
Oh, I can't wait. Ah! There you go.
Oh God, his face! What is his face?
And I love Jake Gyllenhaal.
I like his sister better.
Maggie's
Maggie's
great.
amazing.
Emotionally draining.
Oh, Sundance, which is happening this weekend.
What's
Yep.
happening?
Which one's better? One?
About to have a club dance to this song, dude. Waiting for the breakdown.
Popping bottles.
It's about to come. There it is.
There it is.
You think?
I think sober hasn't been good for him.
Pierce was in the full bloom of alcoholism here.
Exactly.
I feel like,
Should have quit drinking.
and of course, I love.
This is a very Coen Brothers cast right here.
My opinion.
I can't save you.
I found something.
Who did these? They're mesmeric.
A guy upstairs.
They look very much like the hands resist him.
He had no family or friends. I can make you rich.
I feel like this was done by someone who's done other cool shit as well, but I can't remember who it is off the top of my head.
I guess we'll find out at the end of this trailer, won't we?
Oh, I suppose so, huh?
The artist used blood to create the reddish blacks.
Yeah, Tyler.
I'm sorry. I ran out of red paint.
It moves.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm waiting for moving paintings. Where's it coming from?
Oh yes, for Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler was such a great movie.
Disgust for the world of money.
They're possessed by the spirits of people he killed.
For the criminally insane.
He went to the blah 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 of the criminally insane.
There is some sort of power.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Some spirit.
Yeah, monkeys.
Monkeys.
His art.
Yeah, I am super interested in this.
Goddamn strange is going on.
You're gonna like art.
Are you aware that Dee's asked that all his art be destroyed?
Get rid of it. Box it all.
Really great cast.
Save you.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I didn't know Fred Armisen moonlighted as a robot hobo.
Yeah, I am super down for that.
Being John Malkovich.
I could do without this.
It's a major hit.
I like that silver ball that's just like, we like Phantasm.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I am very stoked about this just
Yeah.
because it's something different.
Yeah.
It's not zombies. It's not vampires. It's not haunted children or dolls.
Well,
Yeah,
and
looks neat.
I have consistently been impressed by the casts that Netflix originals are starting to pull off.
Yeah.
You know, like John Malkovich, Toni Collette, and
They're gaining traction.
Bird Box.
Yeah.
They're gaining traction. They've definitely come a long way since like the Sense8 days. And
yeah.
Well, they kind of have to with everyone having their own streaming service and
Sure.
and
Which
like
I super
you gotta I'm
But I
so
mean, like,
done with
Do you guys remember the days when Netflix was just a DVD delivery service?
Yes.
Yeah, because my granddad, King of Pirates, was until the day he died was using their service to pirate movies.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I got a big binder of them at somewhere.
Are you
okay?
I keep getting put into the mono.
Do you
in stereo or mono right
I'm in mono.
do you need a stool softener?
Gross.
That's what I call this pillow.
Like the cable's bad. I need to replace the cable.
It's okay.
Sur le câble.
It's okay.
But yeah, there are a few horror movies that are coming out this year that I'm pretty excited for. The sequel to Happy Birthday or Happy Death Day is coming out.
Happy Death Day 2.
Yeah.
Happy
The
Death Day
name is
2.
terrible, but the first movie was so fun.
I never actually
and
got
so
around to seeing
good.
it.
Also, I haven't seen it, but
I heard it was good.
just based on what I've seen from the trailers, I think I would wind up agreeing with you. I enjoy any sort of horror movie that doesn't have a powerless protagonist.
Yeah.
And it seems very clear that she actually gets the opportunities to go out of her way to fight back against this.
Yep.
Which is something that immediately makes it better than the least favorite horror trope of mine.
Yeah.
All I could do is run.
Yeah, I dislike that. It's like, oh no, I'm scared. My power is being scared.
Yeah, right.
You know, where it's like, no.
I mean, that's where a lot of the fear
We're
comes
not
from.
we're not criticizing your power, Tyler, in movies.
But watching somebody overcome the obstacle, or more importantly, they usually outwit it because they're never stronger than it.
Yeah.
That's interesting because it doesn't take away the horror. People can still be scared the whole time they're being hunted to death, but they don't always have to lose, or just the bad thing mysteriously goes away because it had a time constraint.
Well, the power of friendship. It's always
Lame.
like the lamest ones always have
Or
some dumb thing like that, and then a final jump scare at the end.
The initial mislead of I bet it's that guy, that horrible guy, ends up being the one who comes in and saves the day, like that kind of thing.
Snooze.
Yeah. I like things that kind of play with the tropes. It's one of the reasons why I loved Cabin in the Woods, where they leaned hard on
Cabin in the
every
Woods is
single
awesome.
trope that exists to great effect, and it was hilarious.
Yep.
I like that guy's like super bong that he's.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like, oh, okay, this guy is probably gonna be the one that figures it out.
Yeah. Yeah, the super bong that is also a coffee thermos.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, dude, like you do you, man. You live your best life.
No, his whole thing was great.
No, I love that, especially the twist at the end, and
Yeah, everything was. I loved the way that ended.
that's why I file that under science fiction and not horror.
It wasn't really scary. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it was scary. I don't think it was meant to be scary. It just
Yeah.
leaned so
Not
hard
meant to be
on
scared.
all those tropes,
And
and
if I'm not scared, then
it's definitely
then
not.
children can watch it.
Do you want to be scared by a movie, Tyler?
No.
We should.
I tried watching it, or I did watch it.
Watch what?
It.
Watch what?
It.
What's it?
God, you guys are so funny.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God! It's the
welcome back
oldest
to
joke ever.
1993, guys.
I'm pretty sure that joke is on in hieroglyphics on a pyramid.
But that joke crosses over so well into the lyrics of Faith No More's epic.
It does. You are correct. It's it.
What is it?
It's it. We've driven brooks to drink.
You have the world's loudest water bottle.
This is the podcast now.
Yep, it's actually just going to be 45 minutes straight of books drinking.
Is it empty now?
No, it's not empty.
Okay.
It's almost empty, though. Gotta save a little in the tank for later.
Wait for
I'm
the
just
next bad
refreshed
joke.
from that period in which I heard none of those terrible jokes. This is my
Oh,
recompense.
man.
This is how I become, instead of a dark comedian, into some kind of like entertainment paladin, right? I must endure these final tests.
Yes.
Punish Brooks.
You must learn the bad in
Punish Brooks.
order to create the good.
Does that mean instead of being purple, I get to be like red and like blue now?
Sure.
Mega Man.
Whatever you want.
You can be whatever you want to do.
Follow your own.
You
man.
keep your Mega Man jokes to your show.
Yeah, okay. I'm spent.
Which the finale of your X3 run comes out this Tuesday. But if
Yeah.
you're listening to this, it came out last Tuesday.
So you should have already watched it if you're a fan. And if you're not a fan, you should watch it anyways because Dan has some pretty smooth moves.
He does.
He's got some smooth moves.
He does.
He shows us those moves.
Thanks, guys.
Fun fact.
But just you wait till the actual smooth moves in X4.
That's gonna be great. That's like the sailing weather.
Oh,
of
shit, I
Mega
lost
Man
the footage.
run-throughs.
I'll play it again. It'll take me another hour and 20 minutes. What are you going to do about
I
it?
imagine you saying that as you're hovering your finger over the delete button, just like, "Oh shit, we lost
My
the footage.
finger is
oh
on the
no." Button,
Yeah, I don't
button,
know
who's
What
got
else
the
happened
button.
this week?
I don't know what's going on with that footage though. With it, it drifts out of sync throughout the thing. It's been a major pain in the ass to edit. But
It actually is just so shocked that Dan's good at something that it just does. It's basically reality.
Oh,
You know what's fighting back?
You know what's one of
Tyler,
my
you
favorite-
sweet summer child. I cannot wait to get you with the control in your hand.
Just you wait.
Also,
Dan's gonna murder me.
you know what's one of my favorite things? When Tyler tries to throw shit back.
Yeah, it's silly.
This being said, though, I think we should announce Git Gûd.
Ah, yes.
Get good.
So
or
a new
whatever.
series that we will be, our first recording session is this Thursday, is Git Gûd, G-I-T-G-U with an umlaut D.
Excellent.
Gûd.
I'm glad there is an umlaut.
Git Gûd. Git Gûd.
And
This will appeal to the European market.
We actually Slav squat like for the entire thing.
I am terrible at a lot of games. Tyler is
So
terrible at a lot of games, and Dan is not.
I am very excited actually to see you guys do this.
And so Dan is going to be our coach as we play through some of the most difficult games. Difficult but still fun
Right.
games.
like Battletoads.
Not
No, I don't
QWOP.
I don't
not-
play arbitrarily. No, I'm not interested in that.
And
Matt,
Not games that
Friends is
are
a great
specifically
game.
built to just be impossible to
And
beat.
he will be armed with a stun gun.
Really?
Zap us.
You're
getting a
when
stun gun?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
And here's what's going to happen. So I'm coaching them.
You're not gonna
and
get a whistle?
it's kind of a double-edged sword thing for us to call this Get Good because I've openly said I don't enjoy the Get Good culture, but I like to think we're doing this ironically.
We can do it
It's
ironically.
ironic.
I am
think,
actually
yes.
going to be trying to help them get better at these games, but when they inevitably disappoint me, they get the zapper.
Because pain is the best motivator.
Oh,
Can you get a
absolutely.
part-time job at the Foot Locker so you can just wear that uniform here?
I'm actually I'm
Yes.
very
Get a
very
referee
tempted.
outfit.
I may or may not be buying a Doc tracksuit.
You need to get a tracksuit. If you don't have
we've-
like
we've
Punch
already-
Out Doc.
We've
Yeah.
already discussed the tracksuit dynamic, and we've already picked the colors out.
Yep.
Blue, red, green, and white.
That's right. We have to get Adidas
Yeah.
You have to
tracksuits.
do it.
And we have to get necklaces that say our names on them.
And our tracksuit tops have to have the Topless Robot logo on the back.
Mine will
Yep.
mine will just say big dick energy on mine. Call back to episode 3 of Mega Dan Brooks. No, I like the
thought you
tracksuit
got
thing, and I'm
Big
very
Chungus.
excited to Don't you dare say that ever again. Chungus is my thing, Tyler.
Sorry. That's why I said I'm surprised that your necklace wouldn't be Big Chungus.
You said it again.
I'll keep
not
saying
invoke
Big
the
Chungus,
wrath of an elder
Big
god.
Chungus, Big Chungus.
Just the sky darkens and like the ceiling peels back into the hell dimension.
Big Chungus stares, and we stare back.
Silence, Chungaloid. Oh man. So when are you guys doing that? Doing
Thursday.
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 Monster Truck Rally.
Thursday.
Kids and seniors just $5.
Do you like watching me get stunned?
Gravedigger
We're
versus Bigfoot.
We will be starting with some shorter form things that won't take quite as long, but Tyler has agreed to do something very long form, and I'm not going to spoil what it is yet.
Ape Escape.
What are we starting with?
I would like to start you guys off on Dead Cells, I think.
Okay.
Because I know that you've done, 60-something playthroughs and you still haven't beaten it?
Yep.
I think you guys should play Doki Doki Literature Club.
That's
Sorry,
not a
what was
skill
that?
game.
It requires endurance is a skill. It's a
That
feat.
Doki
isn't,
Doki-
isn't that a feat?
So when does he like?
It is, yes.
Yeah, okay. It's
When
a
would
feat.
he be zapping me then, or zapping us?
Just because.
Just because.
When you're getting too comfortable, just
Yeah.
You've picked the wrong girl.
Trick question. They're all wrong.
Cool. I'm trying to think of anything else that's going on.
The Orville is
The Orville kicks so
broadcasting
much
and is
ass.
so good, and it is the Star Trek that we deserve, but we've kind of covered that already.
Yeah, there is
Nintendo is cool this week. And also
that's
disappointing.
right. So
But
I've
cool.
never seen a game company be this transparent, and it seemed like they kind of silently dropped. Because I'm subscribed to Nintendo on YouTube, so this just showed up in my subscriptions, this white screen, statement on Metroid Prime 4. And I'm like, oh, well, this is interesting. I haven't heard any news about this, and I just click into it. And they're talking about how they announced it in 2015. They've been working on it hard, and it hasn't met their expectations, and they're really disappointed. So they're scrapping the entire project and starting from square one with the studio that, the American studio, Retro Studios, who made Metroid Prime, and just starting from scratch.
That's a lot of money.
It is difficult to
a lot of
shop
money.
all of the guns in a space opera thing with walkie-talkies. So, no, I mean that's rad. I have some beef with Nintendo as far as some things go. But overall, I think it's really rad that they're just like, hey, stop talking about it on the internet. We're just going to tell you that we thought that, we think you guys deserve better. So there you go.
Yeah.
And then there you did.
I've
you
never
do.
seen anyone make such a
I
plain
like that.
statement
I really hope
you
that
know.
they continue to do that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey, we heard you guys saying that we're not making a console. Here's a video about that.
Right.
Too many press releases are non-committal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
totally
like,
get it.
Well, we have this exciting concept, blah, 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 that you never hear about again. Or, it's not even the same thing anymore, stuff like that.
I'm also I'm having difficulty even thinking of a time where that's ever really happened, though, where they just, not just being transparent about having to restart from
But
scratch, but scrapping an entire
scrapping
thing,
and starting from
changing
scratch,
development studios and starting again.
Duke Nukem Forever.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You wound me, sir.
That's fair.
Which eventually wound up and saw at Gearbox and saw a release
Eat
to
shit and
everyone's disappointment.
That's fair. That's a good one.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
Any
they did
others
have
that-
balls of steel for releasing that game.
Yeah, no shit.
Balls of steel.
I mean, joke, but no joke.
Yeah, no, there's like,
Like-
here you go.
You wanted
guys-
it, fuckers? Here you
I
go.
can pick a turd out of a toilet and throw it in the first level.
You guys have been asking for it for 11 years.
I did get that for Christmas as a joke from a friend.
Really?
Yeah, my buddy Brent was like, for Christmas one year, he's like, hey, I got you a good game for Christmas. I'm like,
Yeah, it was not a
no!
good game.
Did you actually play it? Did you give it its due?
I tried. I was like,
You had to move your foot.
yes, Tyler, this is DDR. You must move your feet.
At this point, I think Gearbox has only shown us that they can do one thing well, and that's Borderlands.
And they haven't even been doing that very well. Pre-sequel was okay.
Pre-sequel wasn't Gearbox.
I'm very
was it?
excited.
Pre-sequel was outsourced to an Australian team.
Oh.
That's
Well,
why most of the voices in that game are Australian.
okay. Well, it wasn't very good either way.
Yeah.
And
I was looking forward to the moon mechanics, like the gravity mechanics and stuff like that.
Oh, no, they were
But,
awful.
yeah, no, it wasn't great. But Borderlands 1 and 2, I absolutely love.
They're
Yeah.
amazing.
And they are going to be doing a Borderlands 3. I just recently got Borderlands 2 VR, which is interesting. It's kind of fun to be in that world, which unfortunately is only PlayStation VR exclusive.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the Katamari crossover with Hoarderlands.
Ha. Ha.
I don't know.
I am in repose today, guys. All right, I am in repose.
I don't know that I should give you credit for that as a joke.
That was more of a statement than anything else.
We should just start keeping score for the podcast and have the scoreboard of jokes at the end. And it'll always be, because of the bad. You have a I'll jump at every joke mentality. You've got the shotgun approach. So that means for every good one, you're probably going to have 20 bad ones, and you'll end up a net negative.
Do we cross the good jokes out as he gets a negative or so?
It'll be like.
But the real question is, how do we objectively determine whether or not a joke was good? I mean,
whether or not we laugh at it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that works.
Yeah.
So my PDA.
To be fair, do we ever really laugh, or do we just yell at him?
I regrettably want to give you credit for the Palm Pilot one.
Thank you.
Because that was well thought out. It had all the ingredients of a solid joke.
And it was a masturbation joke.
It was just a pun, which I feel obligated to meet all puns with silence and disappointment.
Thank you. An artist knows when his work is appreciated. Okay, so beyond puns and not talking about the Orville again. What do you think? What else happened? I may have already talked about this. Did I mention a scary movie documentary thing? Like a fake one coming out that's
I don't
getting
think so.
Okay, so there's this movie that was made in 2015 for the European market that is finally getting a North American release, and I'm excited because I didn't want to have to pay $40 and shipping for a movie that I haven't seen. Because I can't find it on any streaming platform. It's called L'Orage du Démon. It's this French movie. It's called The Wrath of the Demon or something like that. Yeah, fucking get it out now.
I'm sorry. I'm chuckling in the background. This is just
get it out.
This is the Brooksiest of Brooks moments.
This is Brooksonian right here.
So you guys, do you guys know who George Millier is?
Yes.
So this is about
to the moon, Alice. Oh wait, sorry.
Yeah.
Wrong to the moon.
This is a
Oh, I do.
I think I've talked to you about
remember
this
you
before.
mentioning this.
Yeah, it's about a lost movie of his that drove audiences insane.
Yes, that's right. Yes, I do remember you talking about.
I think that's coming out in a couple of months, and I plan on getting it because that will be a turned up movie night to the max.
That'd be interesting.
Turned.
Thanks, everybody.
The thing I already told you, and I posted it in the group, or no, I posted it on your wall on Facebook. Resident Evil 2, when you buy the deluxe edition, has noir costumes.
Yeah, and it puts the filter over it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I dig it.
I like that because it was not just, for example, playing through, and this is years old as well, but the Resident Evil, the first one, the remake of that, how the unlockable costumes was just the updated versions of the characters as they were in the series, and
it
was not that exciting. It was kind of exciting, except that I don't. Okay, so the military aesthetic when it comes to having military theming in your games and stuff like that. I hate that the war in Iraq and Afghanistan is the new Vietnam for everything, and that every military-looking outfit has to have all those pockets and stuff like that. It just looks
They're all tactical.
Yeah. My tactical outfit with blah blah blah. That shit's lame.
You can't have a tactical outfit without a lot of pockets. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
And that's fine, but we also have to, I want to be entertained.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know that my guy has to carry 1,000 fucking things.
Are you not
But
entertained?
kind of part of the joke is the fact that
That he has,
doesn't
like, 2
have-
pockets.
Yeah, he's got 2 pockets.
He's
and
got a
carrying,
fanny pack.
And he's carrying a grenade launcher in one of them.
Yeah, exactly. Or in a potted plant in another one. Wait, time out, guys. I have to grind these herbs.
Honestly, the more outrageous Resident Evil gets, the more I like it anyway.
Yeah.
I get that people hated on 6, and some people still even hated on 5 because it was more an action movie than it was a scary game. Don't care. I loved it. It was so hammy.
I only
all
played
the
a
time.
little bit of 5. I played more of 4, but I
it's
never
over my
played it
hammy, yeah.
all the way through. 4 was another one of those times where they like flipped the series on its head.
But that
and,
one's still
you know.
universally praised. I never really hear people complain about 4.
Yeah, no,
4
but
was
5
great.
continued on what 4 was.
I liked 5.
Was set in place, and
Yeah.
as I understand, 6 was more of a marriage of old style and new style.
6 was rad.
You know, old style is great.
Being able to like 4 different co-op campaigns. They had different styles, like wildly different styles too. You do have the one where you play as even bafflingly more jacked Chris Redfield, and his worst sidekick ever, Piers, whose name I forget because he's the worst. It's a military shooter.
Doofus.
You're marching through the streets and just blasting things. You're geared up. That's definitely more of the new style. It's got the hammy action movie. They've got the dichotomy of like Pierce is the tragic soldier and Chris Redfield is also just like tragic and he's regretting the failures of his commander past. And,
I am a failure.
and then you have the
That's like a Capcom. I feel like Capcom loves to write stories about people that suck and they get better.
they like American action movies is what they like.
Yeah.
But then you have the flip side one where you have Leon Kennedy and Helena something. The dichotomy is great. You walk through dark graveyards and get attacked by zombies. It's got more of like a tense, scary feel where you're being overwhelmed and trying to hide. It's rad. Resident Evil 6 was tight. You play as the Ada Wong one, which is more of like intrigue focused, and it's the last one you're supposed to play, so you see all of the things that she actually did throughout the story as opposed to the things people assumed she did.
Sure.
It was
I
rad.
remember
it was so
hearing
rad.
Resident Evil 6 was not very well received. Was it?
I just
Yeah,
don't remember
Resident Evil
hearing
6
about
was
it.
not well received at all.
I
I
was rather
played the
late
end
to
of
the
it.
game with Resident Evil as I was in all of things. But that being said,
late?
as an adult, hey, that Baconator was worth it. Okay. It's really nice getting to, and I feel like I've mentioned this before, but I would like to say it again. The older I get and the more I catch up on the things that I missed out on as they were new growing up, the more I get to view things in an objective light.
Sure.
As opposed to, putting those nostalgia goggles on and be like, oh, yes, this is the greatest game of all time, except that it totally sucks. I'm trying to think of a good example. of
GoldenEye.
that. I did play GoldenEye when I was a kid. So
I mean, GoldenEye when it came out,
Was amazing.
But now it sucks.
yeah, no, it
But
doesn't.
it's because of controls.
because of Odd
Okay.
Job.
It was like the
and
one
big
of the
head
first
mode. No.
That's fine.
3D
But now it
shooters.
sucks.
Now
Yeah.
it does suck.
And I only know people who play it for nostalgia purposes. And even they sometimes shakily, like unwillingly admit, like, yeah, the controls aren't that great.
Aren't that
They
great is such
suck.
an
Well,
understatement.
it's always followed up by some kind of caveat of like,
Some qualifier.
it's like, oh, well, GoldenEye's a great game for being a first-person shooter in 1990s, and
Yeah.
I was 12.
Yeah.
It's like, and you're allowed to have those opinions because memories are what we are as people, but
It was
just, accept that your game sucks. And
so when
And it's okay to like things that suck.
yeah, I love shit that
it's
sucks.
totally okay to like things that suck, but especially when
That's why I like Tyler.
especially when assessing something like GoldenEye, which it came out at a time and did a lot of things in a time when we had no online play on consoles. This sort of thing, and like whenever people talk fondly about GoldenEye, they talk fondly about GoldenEye multiplayer.
Yeah, I mean,
Certainly.
And
I couldn't tell you a single part of the actual game.
yeah, no, but because it created so many fond group memories, it hit a lot of us at the right time when we were, the right age to be having fun with friends on a couch with playing, some split screen 4-player nonsense.
Yeah, couch, and honestly, like the historical significance of GoldenEye is the reason why we all got stoked about like Halo and stuff like that was because I remember playing playing split screen GoldenEye with my friends, but I played more split screen like Halo and stuff when they came out.
I didn't.
I was about it. There was one time in my life where I didn't have a Sony console.
By the time Halo
We
came
call
out,
those the dark years.
By the time Halo came out, my gaming had gone PC focused.
PC culture's rooting everything.
I was waiting for it. It was the low-hanging fruit, and you absolutely reached for it.
It was.
He didn't have to reach that far.
If you don't pick the low-hanging fruit, that's how we get roof rats.
You coach pitched that softball to Brooks, knowing
Yeah.
full well that he could not help but swing.
Here it comes.
It's the fucking
Keep your eye on the ball,
It's
Brooks.
the-
Keep your eye on the ball.
It's the comedy T-ball stand. But I mean, like, why were we talking about GoldenEye again?
Just the nostalgia goggles versus actually a good
right.
game.
And like, I play, I go back and visit stuff that people tell me fond stories of playing with their friends and stuff all the time because I have the time to do that now. And it's really nice seeing an insight as to what an individual thinks is fun. But we don't need any more GoldenEyes out there.
Absolutely not.
We have come to the end of the podcast.
What?
Finally.
Oh, wait, I'm actually happy about this one because you guys can't get off my back.
Get your back up off the wall. Dance. Come on.
Anyone have any rants or raves this week?
I have a micro rant. It's more like I had this conversation last night with somebody.
Is it about micro machines?
No, because I do think big and I don't play small.
You were too ready for that.
Damn.
Way too ready for that.
I watched a lot of commercials as a child.
I missed their auction. Dude.
Oh man, that was great. So I had a conversation last night about Fortnite of all things.
Why?
Oh well, I don't care about Fortnite.
Yeah.
It's to me, it's
hence why.
You couldn't even get me those V-Bucks to save me when I was kid.
I got them. I just kept them.
Oh
Yeah,
man, I
how
was
dare both of you.
I was at a Walmart like a couple weeks ago picking something up in the electronics department, and some very well-meaning mom was talking to some very old person who had no idea what she was talking about that worked there about finding V-Bucks. It's like, where do I buy V-Bucks for my son? And I just walked by. I'm like, not getting into this right now. But I had a conversation last night because a friend of mine was like, I don't understand this whole Fortnite thing and blah, blah, blah. And, that's just some dumb stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I came to the conclusion as I told him, and now this is my not aggressive rant about this, but like, we as old people are allowed to talk shit about things that kids like Fortnite, because it's fun.
Sure.
And it's easy. Children are very low-hanging fruit when it comes to comedy. But I remembered all of the dumb stuff that I liked when I was a kid that people were making. And now those are the kind of things that, nerds will defend with their life, like the GoldenEye thing we were just talking about. And instead of like shitting all over a kid's, kids are gonna whatever. There's always gonna be something dumb out there that that we get to make fun of because we're old and curmudgeonly. And just let them have their thing.
Yeah, of course.
Let them have it.
And I think that transcends even, the generation gap.
Let them have their bubbles.
If someone's enjoying a thing, let them enjoy the thing.
Unless it's Tyler.
Then
we're gonna hit that cake with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
But ruin his 7th birthday.
You know what? Honestly, if you didn't, I would probably be disappointed. I was expecting the baseball bat, and it's like knowing that you care enough to hate on the things that I love. makes us closer as friends.
Yes. Tyler. I feel close for every punchline that features you. It just draws us closer.
Closer to the heart.
Oh God.
Statements like that just always make me reiterate this intent. When something is being made fun of, it doesn't mean everyone's telling you to stop enjoying it or stop
correct.
doing it.
Enjoy it more.
Yes, absolutely.
Enjoy it in spite.
That should embolden your purpose.
Yeah.
You should double down and say, "Fuck you! I don't care if you hate this thing. I still like it, and that's dope. I'm still going to make fun of you."
Oh
Cool.
yeah, it's
But-
great. It's wear it like a badge of honor.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I've done for everything. A lot of the stuff that people like is stupid. Most things in the world are stupid.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I get shit on by a lot of people about some of the movies that I like to watch.
Sure.
Because like I watch a lot of wank, guys.
Yeah,
I
you
watch
really do.
a lot
you
of wank.
really do.
But amongst the chattel of just this, some of the superficially bad stuff, there's some really great stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
And on the flip side of if you're gonna make fun of somebody about something, at least know your shit a little bit. Just do a little homework.
And don't get pissed off when someone makes fun of you for something that you like.
Yeah, or makes fun of you for making fun of them.
Yeah.
Or
It's
for
a
making
cycle.
fun of you for making fun of them.
I mean, so there's two sides to that whole thing. I don't advocate making fun of people because they're enjoying a thing. I'm fine with making fun of the thing.
That's what I do as well.
Oh yeah, it's great.
I don't like the idea of making fun of someone for enjoying a thing that they enjoy. Fine, fucking have your thing. That's fine.
I like shitting on things. I shit on things that don't have feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
That
Like
works.
Ryan.
If it
Exactly.
Yeah.
If it does not emote,
Or things that
then you
aren't
can
people,
poke.
like Tyler.
Yeah.
Tyler. Feelings. Tyler, you see, how old are you, Tyler?
How old am I?
How old are you? You're 27.
27.
So 27 years ago in his workshop, Tyler's father built Tyler the robot.
They had the technology.
With an algorithm to learn the human condition. And unfortunately, that experiment failed, and now we have Tyler.
They missed a semicolon.
But Tyler doesn't have feelings. Tyler doesn't have feelings because his dad did not pick up AAA batteries when he was building that part. And that's why we can dump on Tyler, because Tyler doesn't have feelings.
Yeah.
No, you.
Joke module not found.
404 comedy not found. My comedy subroutines are on fire right now.
I have a bit of a rant and rave. Sort of a combo one here with the Orville.
Got rants in my pants.
The Orville is outstanding.
Did they make you do the boogie dance?
The Orville is exquisitely written, very well acted. They have all of the same tonal beats. These are all things that we've talked about, in the past. Has all the same tonal beats in Next Generation, which was the last Star Trek that I fully, enjoyed.
It could have been Star Trek.
That I fully got invested in. Mm-hmm. And so Security Chief Alara is leaving this season. And so this was announced before the season started.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't read any of the stuff,
Yeah.
so I just went into it.
I will not say if it has happened yet or when it happens or anything
Neither will
like
I.
that. But at some point during the season, we lose Alara, which bums me out because I love her character.
Yeah, me too.
She's great.
I really love her character. And it bums me out further because she and Seth MacFarlane were in a relationship and are no longer in a relationship.
Oh.
And I worry that the reason for her departure is the ending of that relationship.
I did not know that.
And if that is the case, then, I mean, we all knew Hollywood had a lot of growing to do. This is, if that is the case, this is a sign of how much growing still needs to be done.
I really, really hope this isn't a Clint Eastwood, Sandra Locke thing.
Yeah.
Or well, I forgot my example.
Or Raiders of the Lost, or I'm sorry, Temple of Doom.
I have not seen any disparaging statements made by either party with regard to the situation or the departure or anything, really. But that could just be, them knowing that it would blow up and become a huge cause and avoiding that situation.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know anything about that. I was trying to surmise the reasons myself without like looking it up because once again the TNG the death of
I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember
my card is
name either.
Getting revoked. I can see that dumb haircut. Lieutenant Yar.
Yes.
Tasha Yar. They did it bad by Tasha Yar the first time.
Mm-hmm.
They just kind of like, oh, okay, you're dead now. Like middle of the episode, it was a meaningless death.
Sure.
They later got to fix that.
Yeah.
In yesterday's Enterprise, one of my favorite episodes of Star Trek, like as a whole. It is great. I love time travel stuff in general.
Mm-hmm.
And in this particular case, so the Enterprise in TNG is the NCC 117D. So we know that the B, which was in Star Trek Generations, that got messed up. It's an Excelsior Class 1. The A was in the movies, and the original got blown up in the third one. But the C, they never really touched on. And I like that because they brought that back later through some temporal anomaly. Drink if you hear Star Trek words thing.
Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah, but like there was an interesting plot involving the one person who could not be affected by changes in the timeline. And that's Guinan, the extra dimensional bartender.
Sure.
But they had an episode in which something happened, a routine thing happened, a wormhole opened up, and the Enterprise C came through this thing, and it was all beat to shit. It was in the middle of this fight, and it just dipped out of time for a second into the future, which instantly changed everything. Worf was no longer on the ship because they were at war with the Klingons, and Tasha Yar was not dead. And Guinan freaks out because she's like, "You're not supposed to be here. You're dead. Like I know, I've never met you, but I know that you're supposed to be dead."
Yeah.
And so instead of, doing the whole, okay, well, this timeline's over at the end of the episode, instead, they gave her a meaningful death. They let her jump on the old ship because the whole point was, do we send a bunch of people to go into this fight knowing that they're going to die and save the rest of the universe? Or are we going to be selfish and, what's the moral situation here? And she's like, I'm already supposed to be dead apparently. So screw it, I'm going in. And she goes out guns blazing, and it's awesome. And they addressed her death via the show in one line. And it was because she's like talking to Guinan, and she's like, well, she's like what happens to me? Like, I'm dead. And she's like, it was how did I die? It's like it was a meaningless death, a senseless death. And I was just like, ugh. Oh, they righted their wrongs in one sentence. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. And like I thought, oh man, I really want to talk about it. I'm not going to.
No, don't.
I'm not going to. But I
expect we're on the same page about it though.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, it's pure speculation. But whenever something like that happens, in Hollywood, I can't help but think and worry because obviously Seth MacFarlane is the one with more clout in that space,
and it's his show.
It's his show, and it really makes me worried that people are being treated super unfairly because of relationship bullshit like that.
Yeah, and I hope it's one of those cases in which it's like maybe they both decided, or she decided was like, I'm out of this relationship and I don't want to be around.
Yeah.
And
if that's the case, I'm totally down with that as well. But
part of me is more leaning towards that.
I certainly hope so.
And I don't want to spoil anything, so I won't really go too far. But my feelings based on events that have happened and how things happen feels more like that than
Sure.
we're writing her off malevolently, and I'm pissed off that you're not with me anymore. Goodbye.
But I think I would not. I would also not be surprised, considering how much like the next generation Orville is, if they learned a thing or two from the Tasha Yar issue.
I am continuously impressed with the Orville as far as what they do, and I know that we talk about the Orville a lot, but we're a fucking nerd culture podcast. All right, deal with it.
I mean,
we talk about things too much all the time.
That's my rant and rave. I love the Orville. I am bummed that we're losing her. I am worried about what her departure says about that, Hollywood culture, if it says anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's only time and us will tell.
Yes.
True. I have a mini rave, just a mini rave, about a mini console.
You didn't.
I bit in more to my SNES.
Oh, yep.
This week.
How'd it taste?
It was delicious, and it also reminded me that I did not have an SNES growing up. And I have not played like the majority of the games on that console. I played.
Did you hop into Earthbound?
I have not yet. That's next on my list. I played Final Fantasy 3.
Yeah,
better not touch Mega Man X.
I'm not. I saw it and I was like, "Oh, Mega! I gotta wait."
You best walk on by.
I played Super Punch Out. I played
Super Punch Out.
It was so much fun. I played Super Metroid for the first time. I've never played Super Metroid.
Super Metroid is great.
Stairfax 2.
And played Final Fantasy 3. So that was kind of most of my week of gaming this week was playing those 3 games. And I gotta say, I'm digging it a lot. It is so much fun, and it's interesting experiencing these games that I didn't really experience growing up. And they're still really fun. Like, it doesn't feel like they're aged. I mean, it's been there, done that now, but it doesn't feel like any of these games don't belong in today.
That visual style has aged excellently.
Beautiful. Pixel art is, people would, I should say, it would be remiss to not include that as far as contemporary art goes.
Agreed.
Yeah. Just because it's everywhere now, but I remember just how cool it was as a consumer at the time. I was like, man, everything looks great. It doesn't have to look like real because I knew the hardware limitations at the time. It's just, this isn't going to be real life.
And you're getting real creative with your use of that limitation.
I remember an embarrassing moment from my childhood is we went over to my friend's house, just got a Dreamcast, was playing like Madden, like 99 or something on there.
Is that the embarrassing part?
And my dad was like, wow, it looks so real. And I'm like, Dad, it does not. So
now they do. Good Lord.
So
I have actually
creepy.
mistaken screenshots of sports video games with actual.
You see that guy that was uploading those MMA fights?
Yes, and pretending he was playing a video game.
Yeah,
streaming the real fight.
I love that.
Yeah.
But
for me, it's always Forza and like racing games. Whenever they show the commercials for them, and I'm like. I'm just thinking it's a car commercial, and then all of a sudden it's a video game. And I'm like, what?
I'm always just disappointed that I haven't been able to see the pores on Mario's nose yet.
That is the thing that we don't need.
So you're running through the SNES Classic, and you're playing through Final Fantasy 3/6.
Yes.
Have you beat it yet?
I have not. It's really good though. The intro, I'm not super duper far into it because I actually played a lot more Super Punch Out this week.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Played Final Fantasy 3, but just. Speaking of the beauty of
6
pixel
is my
art,
favorite one.
6 is a lot of people's favorite one.
The story is amazing, and the pixel art in Final Fantasy and that one is just gorgeous. The little intro at the beginning when they're in the mechs walking up the snow, with the intro credits.
Spoilers!
I was just like, this is awesome.
Yeah,
it was so. I'm sorry if I spoiled a game that's over 20 years old.
It's got a great soundtrack. The story's good. I like that they changed some of the mechanics up. They have like one character that utilizes like fighting game techniques as far as how you input your commands and other things like that. I'm really glad that you're playing it. So now I have someone else to talk to about this shit. Did you? I know that their orchestra, Distant Worlds, is coming through again. And if you haven't seen that,
I have not.
If either of you guys are into that kind of stuff and you haven't seen it, I recommend it. I've seen him 3 times. I will not be going for the 4th time because they don't make enough games.
Sure,
that's fair.
That I like to warrant me going
Yeah.
every time, but this time it's supposed to be extra good with a special tribute to FF7.
Nice.
So,
I'm down.
Yeah,
I would totally be down for that.
but we have no voicemails.
We
Punks.
don't. Dan, do you have a rant or rave?
Not really. I was trying to think of one. I like to bitch about things,
Yeah.
but you know what?
What?
Yeah, I know, guys. I don't have a whole lot of relevant things to complain about.
Fair enough.
Uh,
Good week then.
Tyler's face, however, if I could.
It's just
You know
so
what, honestly?
punchable.
I'm right there with you. I look in the mirror every day and just like, you piece of shit.
All right. Well,
Why is that on
Rhinoplasty is
there?
not a bad word.
we have no voicemails.
Piece of poop.
If you would like to leave us a voicemail, tell Dan that he's a piece of shit.
I'm waiting.
Give us a call at 805-222-6287 and leave us a voicemail there. Also, we have a partnership with Humble Bundle. So any purchases that you make through the Humble store go to benefit us and help us with production costs and continue to make this podcast. So if you go to toplessrobot.com/humble, that will automatically put our partner code in the URL, and any purchases that you make while on the Humble store will benefit us. And it's basically, if you want to buy a game, why not buy it through Humble? They're going to give you a Steam key anyway, and you'll usually get it at a discount.
Please,
Yeah.
my children are starving.
Buy
It
some
actually pays for
games
the-
because Daddy needs some new fancy underwear.
It pays for the electricity in Dan's dungeon.
There is no
It gives him
electricity in
light.
Dan's dungeon.
And heat actually is the important part at this point.
Actually,
He's
it's
very
the
cool.
least important part for Dan.
Oh, that's
I started
true.
sweating 2 minutes into the podcast.
He walked in and immediately a thick sheen of sweat had just sprouted on his face.
we like
Don't
to,
fetishize me, Tyler.
we like to refer to it as the mist of the Emerald
so hard
Isle.
not to.
All right, thank you so much for listening and or watching. We'll see you next week.
Bye bye.
Adios.
Luke, it says I'm locked out of my account again.
Hey everybody! Once again, I started talking at length about Hamilton, so Dan decided he was going to put me in the shame box. If you want to see all of our fun talks about musicals and everything like that, probably don't watch. But, still subscribe.
This is what you get when you sing.